Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This video's subject is Severodonetsk, Ukraine, and some statements that the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, made regarding defending the city or retreating. So if you debate the retreat from a city, that means things are not going too well for you. Because otherwise you would not even contemplate that idea, let alone debate it, and we just focus on retaking the city or advancing, right? I mean, which is kind of the same thing here, advancing to the coast. Churchill, advance to the coast. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it's coming from June 6, 2022, and this is the title. Zelensky about Severodonetsk, and I'm quoting, "If we leave it, it will be very costly to return there." What do you mean leave it? Is there any doubt that is a question of staying or leaving? Yeah, that's what it seems to be. They can't say that, but this tells me that okay, so they're thinking we should maybe try harder. Let's see. So the president of Ukraine emphasizes that if the armed forces of Ukraine withdraw from Severodonetsk, the losses will be much greater if they try to return it to Ukrainian control. Zelensky, during a conversation with journalists answering the question of whether it is appropriate for the Ukrainian military to keep Severodonetsk or better to move to Luhansk in more favorable positions. So give up Severodonetsk and focus on Lugansk. That's the question. He said, maybe we should try to keep it, see. And I'm quoting about Severodonetsk, if it's better to leave because we have better positions there. You should also know if you go to the better positions, it will be very costly for you to return in terms of the number of killed people, the number of losses. End quote. And I'm quoting again, now we are standing and losing people if we move to better positions. Then if we decide to attack later, we will lose much more. End quote. Could be true. According to the president, then the Ukrainian troops will need to have 5 times more equipment and people to attack. So it's 5-1 now. He emphasized that the armed forces of Ukraine are currently holding the situation, quote unquote, in Severodonetsk, but depending on developments, decisions will be made on further actions. So if you're holding the position, that means you're fighting as much as you can to stay under those positions, like holding, not to changing by attacking. So you're on defensive, basically. This is the translation I get from this. And I'm quoting, both the first option is a risk and the second option is a risk, end quote, he said, referring to the choice between fighting for Severodonetsk or retreating to bring the city back under Ukrainian control again. Well, if you decide on moving to left to right to have a, that means you are lack of personnel. If you need to move in a better position in this location and let go of Severodonetsk, that means you don't have enough personnel to keep both or attack, which I was just saying a while ago, that I think the Ukrainians will run out of personnel before they run out of ammunition. Posted a video with discussing the Russian losses so far, and I took another a piece of information from the Ukrainian armed forces and from another article, and they claim that about 700,000 Ukrainians are fighting right now in Ukraine. Now, if you have 700,000 of Ukrainian fighting, how do you need to take from here and get over there, and you have no losses? What's going on here? Just logically. And then they said that the Russians had about 150,000 that invaded, and these guys were about 700,000. Okay, the Russians had about 33 Chechen warriors, 2 Syrians, and 5 Gruzians or whatever. And then they have some, let's say, Wagner Group 100 You don't get to 700. However, you take the Lugansk, Donetsk, Russian speaking population, how many? 50,000, 20,000, 10,000? Let's get, I mean, you're not going to go to 7. So in order to advance and to conquer, I think it was about what, 3-1 you have to have? I think 3-1 for the invading troops in order to succeed. If we keep constant the um, armament level, it's not very much superior to the other one. So then you need 3-1. And these guys are saying that they need 5-1 to bring it back. Is that what it is? 5-1? I don't think it's so big. 5-1. I think it was 3-1. But nevertheless, and you have 700,000 people. How many then the Russians need to have in order to advance? Multiply by 3 is like what? 2,100,000, and 2 million is 0.1, 2.1 million, right? It's 3 times 700,000. It's so much inflation here. Like it is inflation, right? As we speak. So it says here that the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported in the evening that the Ukrainian military does not allow the Russian soldiers to take control of the Bakhmut Severodonetsk road, and also Ukrainian defenders maintain control of Severodonetsk. I looked at some articles and they said, well, the Russians are controlling 80% of the city, and like 10% is gray zone, and 10% or something is the Ukrainians hold the industrial area, and Russians hold the residential area, and like 20% is gray area. And then I heard, oh no, wait a second, the Ukrainian pushed back and reconquered about 40% of Severodonetsk. So Russians now are running back. They have only 60%. The Ukrainians like 40. And now I hear this guy about bye-bye going to Lugansk. What's going on? And there's 700,000 people fighting. Come on, it doesn't make sense. So, and then I have here, continue with this article. Oleksiy Danilov, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, stated that the armed forces may further withdraw from Severodonetsk and other cities in the region in order to regroup. He believes that the temporary forced losses of Ukraine territory is not a tragedy, and the main thing is to save the country. So you see that the last paragraph makes everything clear. So they need to regroup, retreat and regroup. What does it mean? Hey guys, come over. Hey, we're here. Come on, let's go. How many you got? 3? I mean, how many you got? 2? Okay, well, 3, 2, 5. I'm 1. We're 6. Okay, how many are there? 100,000. It's okay. We're gonna regroup and we're gonna reattack later. Come on, it's come here. Jesus Christ. They retreat and then regroup. What does that mean? We're about to get out of there. That's what it is. That's what I'm saying. The Ukrainians ran out of personnel. That's what it's going to be. And this last paragraph confirmed that to me. Maybe I'm a little bit cuckoo, but I don't think so. As President Trump said, I don't think so. All right, so may further withdraw from Severodonetsk and other cities in the region in order to regroup. Yeah, regroup where? By Poland? Well, it's as I said. That's why the some Western leaders and some guys are saying over there that, hey guys, maybe you should ask for peace. And I uploaded a video earlier. I made a video earlier about Zelensky talking about, yeah, maybe we should ask for peace or something like that, and the Russians will get some territory or something along that way. Those were not his exact words, but I'm just paraphrasing. So, well, we're gonna retreat, regroup, and then go home and sleep. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.